Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we are back to BioShock Infinite. It's supposed to go this way, so like a good video game player, I'm gonna go this way. Last recording was another hour of very little of anything.
Acting suspicious? Try asking the girl a few key questions, such as, don't you think those Vox Populi folk have a valid complaint against the Prophet? And I'm sure some of your friends have attended meetings. I'd sure like to see what they're all about. Now, back to the music.
So, if you were going for a speed run, this would probably be the place where you'd save and reload a lot. For this piece of gear. Trying to get the one piece of gear that would be helpful.
Then your eyes adjusted to the light, and you saw that sea of white faces looking hard back at you.
So there's Daisy Fitzroy. And gear is a special clothing that grants you things. Now, quick-handed decrease weapon reload by 33% compared to what we have right now. Burning Hand, 70% chance that the melee target is set ablaze. I'm gonna go ahead and equip what I quick-handed just because reloading is gonna be a bigger issue than fighting via a melee attack. So faster reloads. Here the colored and Irish washroom. Colored and Irish washroom. This is a callback to the beginning of the... It's just leaking on the floor. It's a callback to the beginning of BioShock 1 where you find this bathroom and like you find things hidden in it, find enemies in the place. I'm drinking too much alcohol. I need to quit doing that. But clearly no mirrors, nothing set up. Keep this area clean, it is your job.
This ain't no place for you, sir. You best be on your way, or there's gonna be trouble for us both.
And I assume this was probably the female one. Either that or this was the male one, and that's a urinal drain.
Please. They find you here. Blame's gonna fall on me.
And see, I could see this being the beginning of the game a lot more. This must be the female one. Mind your manners amongst your betters. So, I mean, this is the institutionalized racism that existed in the past.
There's no cause for anxiety. Mr. Fink sends this with his regards.
This almost feels like DLC. Sheltered life. Grants brief vulnerability when gaining health from snacks and health kits. Compared to what? Quick-handed.
So, what was it that...
Caught Mr. Fink's attention? Your savagery, Mr. DeWitt.
So I'm just gonna take the gear. So the flawless flintlock.
Are you a duke? Or a DeWitt? Duke cleans his father's rifle every Sunday without being asked. DeWitt shoots mice every afternoon and puts the old man's rifle back dirty. Remember, boys and girls, don't be a DeWitt.
So this is actually based on a spoof on Goofus and Gallant, which is a, I believe, religious comic that appeared in some kids magazine. Is it just the same one here?
Are you a duke? Or a DeWitt?
Somebody spent some time on animating this.
He's a suspicious-looking character. He reports him to his authorities straight away.
sees a suspicious-looking character, he ignores him and focuses on his new scooter. Remember, boys and girls, don't be a dimwit.
So there's a lot of this here. I don't know exactly how many we'd actually run into. Almost certainly enjoy free candy, but I can't actually take it from them. And see, we can't go through this door. And people are just hustling around in this arcade, or bustling around the arcade might be the more proper term. And we have kids running around here. And as long as we're seeing things like this, we kind of know we're not in line for any action. But that could change. I look back at opening day. The dream of the prophet is finally left. 1893. Columbia begins her journey to spread America's vision to the world. So, Monument Island was there from the beginning. How did they build any of this? Prophet stands up to foes within and without. And see, we've already seen this one. I'm pretty sure. In fact, we've probably seen all of these, and this is some achievement to watch all of these again, or make sure you've watched each one of these once. This scene is really weird because it's a video game CGI, and it certainly looks like it. And we secede from the so-called Union. We've definitely seen this one before. But after this point, I don't think you see any more of these kinetoscopes, which is fine by me because they're not very interesting without audio. They're too small, they don't look that good, and they're not giving us really that much useful information. Like, if each one of these was just projected on a wall somewhere instead, I think I would prefer that. So they want me to go this way.
Come and take a photograph with the father of our country.
The motorized patriot.
He crossed the Delaware. On bended knee, he accepted the sword from the Angel Columbia. Come on, folks. Show your allegiance.
That last one was made up. The Angel Columbia.
Comstock bent his knee and saw with holy prophecy an Eden floating in the mist, by man forsworn, by heaven kissed.
So they're expanding on real history. And these kids over here are making sound.
What do you mean not well?
As in one stalk? No.
Here's some cash. She should disappear for a few months to Finkton or someplace like that.
Heads that
And then come
time.
back. No one would be the wiser.
So we saw the segregated bathrooms.
It just is.
Seems like an unnecessary complication.
Where did she go?
You don't intend for me to follow you in there.
She doesn't want to go in the bathroom. And see, there's a bathroom attendant here, but much better looking, cleaner bathrooms, fully functioning bathrooms in here. The urinals are not just a hole.
Everything's fine.
As a boy, I had a dog named Bill.
Why is my health at half?
Like all dogs, Bill was a loyal friend. If we had not fed him,
Mr.
Bill.
DeWitt?
Just a minute.
struck him, Bill would have been loyal. Only when the colored man can make that claim will he take his place in society.
So she won't go in that bathroom, but she had no problem going in the other bathroom. So now she's complaining that I'm in the bathroom. The woman's bathroom. Just turn on all the toilets. This is how we're gonna take down Columbia, one flush toilet at a time. I'm almost to it. Dimwit and Duke is asleep at his post. So we had some other posters. Burden of Strength. Nothing over here. What's this one? Solving the Irish problem. I don't believe we've seen this one before. Meet the drunk, the laggard. Meet the strumpet, his brood mare. Together they manufacture. Send them to me, says Jeremiah Fink. They'll work, or by God, they'll die trying. So all the Irish got sent away to Finkton to work for that guy.
It's one thing to find out you're running around planting kisses on all the girls, but little Mary McCarthy and that horrid Aaron O'Malley, if your father found out, oh, it is bad enough he has to employ those potato eaters. Oh, Frederick, you leave me in such a state.
So the teaching Irish hate here, it's too much though, really. Like, you can't. You really can't just show the entirety of the racism that happened during that time frame in a video game and do it justice at all. This is you're giving me 5 different races when, frankly, either they needed to pick the Irish and have the Irish be the only people that are on Columbia because he kicked out all the, he didn't allow anybody.
Working, is she? Yes, at a newspaper. Well, that's the modern woman, I suppose. Doesn't make it right.
Let's see. So, Flawless Flintlock, Skulking Stranger, the Patriots' Proud Pose, and I think this is probably the only one we haven't seen. I didn't realize they were labeled here. So, let's see. Flawless Flintlock, Skulking Strangers, Patriots' Proud Pose. Is there anything else? No, that's the only 3 of them.
Sir, but it'd be my pleasure to offer you a refreshment.
Let's see.
Thank you.
Alleviate him of having to carry those soda pops. He can sneak off to the back and take a short break. And I guess we're done. Again, no gameplay. It's now about an hour and 14 minutes. Or actually an hour and 20 minutes.
Annabelle? Excuse me?
Annabelle, it's me, Esther.
Oh, no, I'm not Annabelle.
Are you sure?
My name is Elizabeth. Do I know you?
Elizabeth. Isn't that a lovely name?
That was odd.
That's an interesting section that if you've played this game before, and I don't want to spoil too much, it is really, really interesting what just happened there.
Last customer. Park's closing. Park's closing, everyone.
Yeah, we
shoes sure could benefit from a shine.
Guess I haven't paid much attention.
Here's the section that, again...
Looks like rain.
Rather rain than snow.
I suppose that's true.
It probably snow all the time at such a high elevation.
Hey, you want to watch out? I just swapped that.
Like, how could it even rain? First Lady's aerodrome. See the very dress worn in this by Comstock. By a Comstock. So, I don't know what Comstock's wife looks like. What her first name was.
Have you got sauerkraut?
Sauerkraut? I guess so.
I'll take, one, please. How much?
1 silver eagle.
All right.
Interesting. Why would they have sauerkraut? I would think they'd say that's too German. There are most definitely times when they act racist and I expect it, and then other times when they act racist and I don't expect it, and then other times where they don't act racist when I'm expecting it. It's all over the board. And see, again, just wandering around doing whatever we please. And we're just trying to sneak around here. Why'd the music stop?
Excuse me.
Why'd the music stop? Like... people? Play it again, Sam. And see, it's all quiet. You got this tick tock.
If you're in such a hurry, go on ahead.
Let's see, who is this lady? Why is she in different dress? And see.
Hey.
And you can see there's an upgrade right there, and the clock is ticking, and
Excuse me.
There's a thing there.
Hey,
then
buddy.
we have to ring the bell for attention.
2 tickets for passage to the First Lady airship.
Yeah, just a minute, friend. Yeah, I have it. How do you, want to proceed?
In a bit of a rush, pal.
Hey, mister, you're gonna get mustard all over your nice suit.
I got it. I'll ring you back once the matter's in hand.
I don't like this.
Yeah, send in the bird. We're ready to execute.
Excuse me, can I get some help here?
Certainly, sir. Sorry about the wait!
What are you doing? Get the girl! Get off of me!
So I get stabbed.
You're going nowhere!
What did she say? Don't let them what?
Get away from me! Let me out! I want out!
Elizabeth!
I want out! Stay away from me!
And so she just ran through there without me. And this area.
Give yourself up!
Now I'm getting attacked while Elizabeth is. So at this point, there's guns everywhere. Like that almost feels like the first section in which we were ever attacked in BioShock, but you're talking like 4, maybe 5 hours of gameplay have occurred to get to this point, and boy did it take a while.
This is the moment we trained for.
Protecting our faith, wealth, and racial purity.
The day was not exact, but the prophet's sight proves out again. The specimen must be taken alive. If she dies, I suspect they will give us to the bird. And whatever pieces it leaves behind will bear no names. That was cigarette number 6. This waiting is insufferable.
So, these are like the Purity Police, not the Secret Society of the Order of the Raven or anything like that, but Columbia Security, it says. And so, yeah, they're again focusing on the racism aspect, which honestly, you're making a false equivalency here of a religious cult and just inherent racism that doesn't always have to be the case, although often is the case, and often certain religions play upon racism and separating groups of people to always have that other type you against the others mentality, but it dangerously, this game comes down to saying that all Christians are racist, or all Christians of this time were racist, which isn't inherently true. Like, there was a lot of that, most definitely, but to use an oversimplification of all, which is what this game feels like it's trying to imply, is too much. And I finally have almost enough to get an upgrade. If I can find a store that will sell me an upgrade. I want to get as much story as we can here.
As the months and years turn to memories, so did the men of Congress turn to righteousness. And through the technology of men, the dollars of Washington, the Lord worked his will upon Columbia and raised her high above the Sodom below.
I suppose maybe the idea here is you had to have an extremist group that was even more extreme than the puritanical group of that formed the United States. I guess that sort of makes some sense there. That being said, I think you could have been more imaginative with what happens and what you're going to do with it.
Just stay where you are!
Shock jockey.
Get away from me!
Hey, come back here!
Like, the reason that she's running away from me right now doesn't make the most of sense, and I don't even know where she is, by the way. I don't see her. Like, it implies a younger mentality than really what you would probably want to attribute to Elizabeth. That you just randomly say, go away, get away from me. I mean, she just saw me get stabbed in the hand. It's hardly like I was the one doing the stabbing, although I have been doing some shooting. You can see she's not capable, strong enough apparently to activate these trolleys. I can't activate that one. RJ Pickwick Manufacturing, Little Devil, Skyline. So these are the Skyline things that seems like it's riding on top of the Skyline, not hanging from above, which is odd because that's not how we've seen any of the others.
Kill those people. I can't believe you did that. They're all dead. You killed those people.
Elizabeth,
You're a monster.
True.
what did you think was gonna happen?
What?
Do you understand the expense people went through to keep you locked up in that tower? You think people like that are just gonna let you walk away? You are an investment, and you will not be safe until you are far away from here.
What do they want from me?
I don't know.
Notice in the cutscene that the necklace is the same cage that I picked. So every single cutscene is being done in engine.
Let me see your hand.
Like,
What happened
super
back
childish.
there? It's not the last of it, is it?
I don't know.
There.
So, because I'm stabbed in the hand, nobody sees the AD brand.
Get used to it. You know, I've read a thing or two about medicine. Do my best to keep you supplied with remedies. If your wounds are deeper, I'll try to keep you on this side of the abyss.
So, she can practically bring you back to life. I think that is the respawn mechanic in the game. I might be a little wrong about that. But we have a bunch of dead pigeons. Tails again. So we've had 2 tails and 1 head. I'm just going to try and keep a running count. Although I'll probably forget in between recordings. So with my hand wrapped up, which I should have done a while ago, honestly. Let's not drink gin. They can't see the brand, but it seems like at this point they know exactly who I look like. So that doesn't feel like that's going to be a big issue anyways. And we had a little bit of action there in that kind of one room. But we need to get back to action. And more action. Can I use the telescope? Yes, I can, but if the monument island was right there, it's gone now. So that's not helpful. And I'm mostly looking for money now. Just you can. Maybe that's a person and some people, but I don't think it really matters. And you can see the water here is just getting poured over the side, and I don't know if that lands somewhere else or if they're just dumping raw sewage or something out off the sides. Or maybe they need to pour that much water constantly off their edges just to make the clouds so people can't see Columbia and shoot it down. And we'll just leave the area again. To the Soldier's Field. And you know what's weird is some post effects there really turned on and made it look really different. So if I went to this graphics and we tried the alternate post-processing and we go back here, it looks a little less glossy to me. But it still is pretty glossy, and I don't see any reason why I really want to change the game. When they give you opportunities to look at the game in different ways, it kind of doesn't even matter. It's like, just make your pick as the artist. If you want to... that's something that you might leave for modders, or say, hey, we've got this mod that you can play it and it will look slightly different later, or wait till the remaster comes out and remaster things like that. So this is probably the Hall of Heroes style thing, although we heard them say specifically Hall of Heroes. And
hey, there's a lock over there.
So
Elizabeth, little help?
Keep a lookout.
She's gonna lockpick it with the bobby pin I found.
All yours.
And so if we find any locks like this, we want to definitely open it, because you're going to get the maximum of these upgrades and such. Let's see. Can I go any higher?
Feel better already.
So am I now at 11? Or did I just waste it? I'm not sure. I think I may have used the last one, and we'll have to wait till I get another upgrade to see if I actually just wasted it. If that is the case, the next move is to... Let's see. The next move will be to unlock...
Hard work, sure, but simple.
Salt.
Wringing the linen, scrubbing the floors. Lady Comstock, she even had a kind word now and then. Almost enough to make me think I had a place in their world. God made foolish girls so he could have something to play with.
So I need 5 lockpicks to unlock this. Really? You know what I really need then is I need a piece of clothing that would make that be 4 lockpicks instead, because finding 5 in this area.
We tell them we got lost looking for the bathroom.
And that works.
Not usually, no.
And is there anything up higher that we can search? So now the hide and seek begins. There have been no lockpicks up to this point, almost certainly. I've played the game too thoroughly to believe that. Oops.
The gate's shut up tight. Now how are we going to get to the airship?
Let me see if I can get that gate open by hand.
What are these pins?
Soldier's Field, built in 1903 by the hand of our prophet.
Interest as a prophet having a bunch of carnies and carousels.
The place is themed to acquaint children with national service.
You mean the military?
Train up a child in the way he should go. Even when he is old, he will not depart from it.
Did you write that?
No.
So, you have Battleship Bay, the arcade, the main street, the Ferris wheel, the aerodrome, the elevators to the Hall of Heroes and Hall of Heroes. And I think we probably are somewhere in the middle here. So how much of our time are we really going to spend in these areas is the question. If any. Let's see.
Grab that lockpick.
Now we have 3 lockpicks. And we can buy a clip increase. And we can't buy anything else.
More money. Here.
And I think that was tails, but it's hard to see even. And see, we might be in an odd position. Here, she's kind of hovering a few pixels away from this. But it is kind of interesting that they programmed her to even be able to lean. So here's a... what's this one? A city in the sky? Impossible. Yeah, it is. Makes no sense. This would make a lot more sense if this was just like Hawaii. Quantum mechanics, says the little lady. We say it's more like women's intuition. So quantum mechanics are why the things are flying in the air, which doesn't really explain anything at all. These kids are little statues and
Try
marching.
forcing it open.
And see, I need to get into the area, which means I need to get into the safe, which means I need to find the lockpick that I'm missing. And see, the music is just being silent here, and well, it's not actually being silent, but it's also not being very helpful. We've been through all of this. This is too much. Honestly, this is too much hide and go seek for this game. But maybe they're adjusting and equating for the fact that there's been so little action in this game too. We need 2 more lockpicks. And all these... Interesting. So I've got this new gun. But the new gun on itself isn't gonna save the day as far as the lockpicks. So there must be some trick. There must be some trick where you come back. Because I don't have an electricity. And BioShock Infinite just crashed. Interesting. Was not expecting that. You know, it's weird too, is that when it crashes, it comes back up with Steam wanting it to just launch again. Am I ready to blame BioShock Infinite for this one? That one I kind of am gonna put in on the game. Like, this game hasn't been running that long. And I will applaud that it's a modern game and on an SSD it doesn't take that long to load. This is the longest part of it. How many do we have? But things are different now.
Look, there's a lock over there.
Alright. So I can't shoot through there. And so how many conversations are important? Let's see, we'll look at this and we'll skip and pretend like we looked at it.
Interest as a prophet having a bunch of carnies and carousels.
The place is themed to children with national service.
You mean the military?
Train up a child in the way he should go, even when he is old.
You reckon?
And what is different now, as we can see.
You unlock this?
Really? That little old lock. All yours.
Alright. We can see at the top here that this upgrade is useful.
Just what the doctor ordered.
So we didn't waste that. Now, unfortunately, there's really no way to save the game as you're making more progress. This needs 5 lockpicks, which means I need to find the right amount. 2 more. I'm gonna go ahead and take this. Then, like, I listen to this.
Days at Comstock House was simple. Hard work, sure, but simple. Wringing the linen, scrubbing the floors. Lady Comstock, she even had a kind word now and then. Almost enough to make me think I had a place in their world. God made foolish girls so he could have something to play with.
And there we go. I'm gonna walk over on this side and see if maybe I can not trigger the gate. Alright. And hopefully the game doesn't
Now
lock
how are
up.
we gonna get to the airship?
Let me see if I can get that gate open by hand.
And see, I don't know what that is, if that was supposed to set off or... Well... Interesting. Interesting. 2 crashes right at the same place. How do we fix this? And you can see at the top right, it's like auto-saving right then even when you load into the game, which makes no sense. Why is it auto-saving as you start? So no goofing around this time, just run for the gate. We won't pick up the gun, we won't do anything. If this doesn't work, then the next thing is I've got to lower like resolution and see if something is crashing
Let me see if I can
because
get
of
that
that.
gate open by hand.
No, clearly something is going wrong here. Cancel. Steam. Library. BioShock Infinite. Scroll through my library. And play. And play. This is odd. This is very, very odd because I didn't see anything like this, nor did I expect for a second the game would become like completely unplayable. And that's what we're seeing here, is unplayable. Like maybe load chapter? Soldiers Field. My most recent autosave, that probably doesn't matter. And so if we were to just go here and turn all the graphics down to like preset, or just reset everything to default. I mean, you can't go any more than that, can you? Like, just reset everything to default here.
Okay, shut up tight. Now, how are we going to get to the airship?
Let me see if I can get that gate open by hand.
And see, I don't think I could trick it and, like... Ooh. Interesting. Interesting. Well, let me do some research. I'm going to end the recording right now and then figure out if I can fix this at all, reset my computer, and see if we can get back past that point. So I'll be back in a second for you. Okay, we're back. So I had to re-verify the data through Steam, and that seems to have fixed it. So I've gone through this once. This should work now. No crash, no cutscene. In the meantime, I also reinstalled my BIOS and changed my username password.
Doesn't seem to work very well.
But neither one of those things probably had anything to do with fixing it, because neither of those things fixed it. I also, because the save put us back on the other side of this, I just ran through that whole area, and we'll have to come back when we find 2 more lockpicks. If we find 2 more lockpicks, which I hope we do. Hey, there are 2 salt things like this. You don't see too many of them in the game. See, and the weirdness here is I may find like 2 lockpicks a long time from now.
First lady. Looks like it's heading for the dock.
That will take us to Paris.
See, he's still lying to her, and he could have. Stealing may
Stay
have
close.
consequences.
Yes, Mr. DeWitt.
Call me Booker.
All right, Booker. Should we head to the gondola or take a look around the boardwalk?
Let's take a look around the boardwalk.
Like this might have much we'd find useful.
So, the mighty songbird patrols the skies. Fear not, good citizens of Columbia. The true patriot has nothing to fear from us. So, I guess in this world it's okay to walk around with your gun raised and pointed. It's simply a matter of don't steal.
Our ice-cold Colombian ice cream is a culinary marvel.
So we're just gonna come into this ice cream
Try it
parlor.
yourself.
And when I came to Washington, there were few in Congress who saw my vision for Columbia. But it
Let's
is
see,
the
he
burden
said
of the
don't go behind the
prophet to
counter.
bring the wicked to righteousness. For whatever if not a mirror to
Do you know
reflect.
why you were hired to come and get me?
I imagine they were interested in meeting you. No doubt for lockpicking lessons.
Why you?
I never even heard of this place before I got here.
Huh. I assumed Columbia was common knowledge below.
Guess I got a bit behind with current events.
Accept no low quality.
So what's interesting is this is just like a mess of colors. It doesn't really look like ice cream. And like I don't. There's probably something back behind there, but unless I have a reason back there, let's not blow a cover. So we can look around here.
Dogs for the girls. Dogs for everyone in between. They're hot, red hot, hot dogs here. What do you give to 100?
What are you, Mr. DeWitt? Some sort of...
I'm a independent contractor. Used to work for the Pinkertons and such.
Yeah.
It's something you'd want gracing a resume.
Pinkertons? Weren't they the ones they'd call in to settle things when the workers took to striking?
Settle. Oh, that's a word for it.
Yeah, basically they would kill them when unions demanded more, better treatment of, or slightly higher wages. Songboard things. Here we have a racist poster again. There was one comment as I was looking up the potential solutions to fixing this thing. How they were talking about how this game was really an attack on the Republicans. Now this,
Mr. DeWitt, is there a woman in your life?
Really isn't accurate at all.
How?
Giving birth.
Oh. You have a child?
No.
So, like, the Republicans and the Democrats during this time swapped.
There you go, little miss.
And so it was actually the Republicans that were for freeing the slaves and Democrats that were against it. So modern day things, in a lot of ways, the Republicans and Democrats in the United States are kind of the exact opposite of what they are in other countries too. So the whole thing's messed up. And I could see that a little bit, that maybe this was the creators of this game's attack on modern day things, but if it is, it's in such a ham-fisted, ridiculous fashion that that even in that it's kind of only an insult on the creators of the game if that's what they wanted to do. I honestly feel like it is much more just a bad story writing. I mean, never attribute maliciousness when you can attribute stupidity. And I think that's what I would say here. I want this money bad enough to potentially cause a fight.
Found some money. Okay, cash.
I don't know how we are there. I think that was ahead, though. Let's see, how much further can we go in this direction? Not that far. There's one lockpick. And see, my first thing I need to do is, once I find that next lockpick, is to run back. Devil's Kiss Aid. And I can't afford this, though. Nowhere close. Like one more lockpick, and then we should run back to the area. And that is, in particular, a good reason not to start a fight when we're not quite ready for it. Also, though, there's some issues in all of this. because this is a library. Interesting. You wouldn't think they would read this much. We only have about 15 more minutes. Well, actually, we only have about 8 more minutes. And see, I don't know what counts as stealing and what doesn't. If this was something along the lines of Skyrim, where they had that whole it turns red when you hover over it before you pick it up idea, that would be one thing, but here I have to simply apply my own personal morals to the game.
When I was a girl, I dreamt of standing in a room looking at a girl who was and was not myself, who stood looking at another girl who also was and was not myself.
Are you interested in gardening, Mr. DeWitt?
They frown on gardens in my part of town.
And where is that?
The part with no gardens.
This looks like a secret door, but if it is a secret door, then we would have to find a secret panel, and frankly, I'm not sure there are any secret panels or secret doors in this game. Probably a few, but I don't think there are any in this area. And see, this feels very reminiscent of in BioShock, was it 1? Yes, where we took the break out of the main game and focused more on these people aren't talking that much.
You know, remember, boys and girls, don't be a dimwit. How could you not know that?
Must be something particular to Columbia.
Oh, I loved those stories when I was a kid. They are a bit off-putting.
Like, let's see. We're getting closer and closer.
What?
I was just imagining you, a carousel.
All right, so we've got 5. Before we do anything else, we need to run back and unlock that.
Okay, just let the children enjoy the show as long as they like.
Yeah, though that mall section certainly in BioShock 1 was very, very memorable. This is not it. I hope this doesn't crash when I do this. That would be really bad. And see, this section here is, I think, specifically designed just to either admit that you're not really supposed to come back this way, or make it seem like you're not supposed to.
You want to take a look at this?
I'll give it a whirl. All done.
So we've done a lot to open this, and there was $200 in it, which is a considerable amount. And of course we got the upgrade, which means there's like 20 more vigor upgrades or health upgrades. I don't even know what they are called. Tonic upgrades. And I haven't really seen anything that we desperately need to steal or break into. So I think we're fine. You can see a section up here to jump up into. So the irony here is you have a skylines and sections that clearly points.
Not yet. Oh, Lord.
strange that the buildings would float up and down separated. Seems like you can easily make large sections of this world float as one unit. So this is where we stopped looking.
Someone gave it to me, I promise. I ain't never smoked one before.
Hey, smoke 'em if you got 'em, pal. I ain't no gendarme.
No. Thank you, sir.
That's French for policeman, I believe. Which I guess technically he is. What happens if we get on this? Will she get on? There's a lot of sequences, certainly, in this game where it feels like you could have fun with Elizabeth and experience the world for the first time through fresh eyes with Elizabeth, and they try to play that up, but I don't think they really succeed very much. So it's not much of a spoiler to say this gate is going to go down because we see that box, and we need to get a gun, which here we have the working heater replica, which it clearly says steal the heater replica. It's a working replica, which doesn't that just mean it's a working gun at that point? Giant books, and steal from the cash register, and then we need the electricity ability to unlock this for employees only. And where would that be? So it might very well be a mistake to steal, but I think you kind of have to too. I think the first time I probably played this game, I probably did steal that, and I would think instead I would like to maybe find out what happens if I don't. Can we get all the way to a certain point and figure it out?
We need to summon the gondola if we intend to reach that airship.
These seem to be the controls that summon her.
Interesting. And we haven't found any more lockpicks, so they specifically had only 5 lockpicks, it seems. There's nothing really here to collect. Alright, so I don't know really where to put it as far as the game crashing. That clearly was BioShock Infinite's fault this time, that it was crashing multiple times at that gate. That being said, it might also be a little bit of Steam's fault, because it seems like Steam installs invalid files sometimes. And then if you verify the files, it works. So I don't know what the deal with that is, or how that even happens. But clearly it's not my PC. Clearly it's not something I was doing. So keep that in mind, and if you run into the same problem, you now know to right-click on the game in the library, go to local files, click verify game files, and then it will hopefully work. If that doesn't work, I saw a suggestion to open the local directory, right click on the exe file, and run it as a Windows 7 thing, then verify local game files. Maybe that would help too. Anyways, though, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.